Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Hey tea sippers, I hope you guys are doing good today. So just when we thought everything was done and over with the Diddy situation, yes, he was not found guilty on the main RICO, but at least he was found guilty on 2 of the charges, right? So just when we thought we were kind of over it, we're able to settle down until we, figure out what he gets for his sentencing, all of a sudden a man named Clayton Howard went viral yesterday for basically coming out and telling his story and saying that he's not only suing Diddy, but that he is also suing Cassie Ventura. On top of his video going viral yesterday, I was also able to find other clips of him where he's been telling his same story for the past few months now, but I guess he finally got traction on TMZ, and that's what made it viral. And he also did an interview with Radar Online as well, confirming that Diddy is bisexual and that Diddy and Cassie both put him through a lot. This entire situation is crazy, and of course the internet is eating this up, okay? So let's go ahead and watch the video that he dropped the other day. Then I'll show you guys the video that went viral yesterday.
People, they don't need to lie about Cassie to get a conviction against this guy. He's guilty anyway. So I'm not going to help them lie for Cassie to make this lie look better. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to speak about what she actually did to me, and people, I'm about to go public, because the truth is that the jury and the prosecution and the people deserve to know the truth about Cassie. This should not be held. This should not be hidden. It should not be buried so she's allowed to use an excuse that Diddy made me do it, when there's a man who sat in a room with her 8 years that can say, no, he did things to her, but he didn't do that. People, I'm not for Diddy. I'm fucking not for Diddy. And when you read this book, you'll realize there's no way I'm for Diddy. People, I'm telling them everything that he did, but I'm also telling them what Cassie did. Because a true man of truth tells the truth. He doesn't favor one side or the other.
Okay, so you guys heard what he said in that first clip. So this is the interview that he did with Radar Online. This was on June 30th. So it says here, one of Sean Diddy Combs' male freak-off partners has revealed his own role was to satisfy the rapper's then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in certain ways in which the rapper fell short. Clayton Howard said in his nearly decade with the couple, they were into some incredibly depraved activities. Howard, who went by the name Dave during his sexual sessions with the couple, claimed that Ventura initially hired him under the instructions that the two were to have sex while her husband watched and pleasured himself in the corner of the hotel room. Diddy happens to be a voyeur, the male escort exclusively told Radar Online. So with that voyeurism, his women want to satisfy him. So this is something they would do together. Howard details the debauchery in a new tell-all book called Cassie, Victim or Co-Conspirator, in which he shares some of the rap mogul's biggest or maybe smallest secrets of the moment. He was asked to join the pair for a marathon sex session. The first time I said, oh my God, Cassie's telling the truth. He has a small penis, Howard revealed. Then it kind of made sense as to why he was calling me to service her. Howard believes that Combs' jealousy at the escort's endowment sent him into a rage with Ventura, often the victim. Diddy treated her horribly. He was incredibly angry and arrogant. He said his ego was huge, especially if she looked like she was enjoying herself a bit too much. The jealousy could often end with Combs turning physically aggressive towards his girlfriend. He might try to have sex with her after me to make it seem like he could compete with me, and he couldn't. So he would hit her for that. Damn, this is some crazy, nasty work, I swear. Then they go on to say, Howard claims Combs also tried to get him to have anal sex with the rapper. He does not think that makes him gay. He's definitely bisexual, Howard claims to Radar Online. He claimed most nights Diddy wanted to watch me masturbate for hours. I couldn't watch another man masturbate for a minute, but he sat there for hours watching my body as he masturbated to please himself. This always made me uneasy. Then he goes on to say, often Howard shared that when he would begin to have sex with Ventura, Combs would tag in later in the session One time, the escort speculated that Combs was trying to seduce him as well. He had me stand in front of him and he was giving Cassie oral sex. Howard claims he kept positioning his anus right in the line of sight. Oh my gosh. While he had me stand in front of her, as Howard would adjust his position to try to steer clear of Combs. He realized the hitmaker was presenting himself just like a horny animal would to their mate. He kept trying to move. He kept positioning me in the line of sight, he claimed. He was trying to manipulate me into thinking his anus was a vagina. What the... What in the diddler hell is going on here? This is insane. You can't make this stuff up. It's like one thing after another after another. Well, yesterday he decided to do a 5-minute rant, a 5-minute breakdown on the situation. This was all over TMZ and everything else. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. This is the other video I wanted to show y'all as well. This is a clip from Radar Online.
She still had unprotected sex with me, and that was the strange part for me. I didn't want to have unprotected sex with her. I wanted to put a condom on, but she insisted on it. You know, she told me she was on birth, put a condom on. But she insisted on it. You know, she told me she was on birth control now, so we didn't have anything to worry about. She like seduced me into telling me it had been months and she was missing me and all of this other stuff. So I succumbed and I had unprotected sex with her again. But when I left, I remember thinking to myself, like, for her to just get pregnant and be crying and saying it was so traumatic to go back and do this again, I lost a lot of respect for her after that. And that's when I really started to look at her like maybe she was just a slut. And I don't mean that with any disrespect, but the truth is the truth. If a woman is willing to have such promiscuous sex with so many men without any thought or any indication of getting pregnant, that's what she is. She's just a loose woman. She's a slut. And maybe that's what Cassie is in her heart. She's just a slut.
All right, so y'all just saw that clip. Now I'm going to play you guys a viral clip here.
Morning. I am Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial. And I'm looking through social media and I see a lot of the women out there, particularly black women like myself, who choose to victim shame me and try to do everything they can to discredit me, because the truth is that the loss of the Sean Combs trial was a loss to the Me Too movement and to hating women like the women who are trying to insult me. So let me tell you something, you women out there who would like to insult me. This is my story. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated with promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider at her expense and at the expense of Diddy. Now, at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now. I didn't create this conflict with Cassandra Ventura. She created it with me. She's the one who decided to bring up things that happened over 10 to 15 years ago to hold Sean Combs accountable for what was a partial truth. She's the person who introduced me to the U.S. Attorney's Office. She's the person who told the U.S. Attorney's Office about our relationship. So in essence, those out there who want to hate on me, who want to say that I'm attacking Cassie, you should realize the truth, that Cassandra Ventura, your idol, did this to herself. She exposed herself to liability when she got on the stand and decided to mention me as the male escort who was with her when she overdosed and Diddy made her have sex with him. That was a lie, people. Cassie had just woke up from sleeping 8 hours. Myself and Sean Combs were exhausted. We wanted to go home. Cassie's the one who forced that sexual encounter. People, she tells you that Sean Combs made her have sex on her menstrual cycle. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. But I know the one time that did happen, that Sean Combs was not responsible for that Cassie, in a drunken, intoxicated, hormonally imbalanced state due to her period, manipulated and forced herself on me during her menstrual cycle. And what I mean by that is I had no knowledge she was on her menstrual cycle because the room was completely dark. She manipulated the room. She manipulated the environment to get what she wanted, and then she totally got up like I was the one who should have been grateful. You're on your period. That's disgusting, and I deserved more respect than that. As a man, if I had laid down with a woman and forced myself on her and orgasmed in her and she got up and it was leaking out of her, guess what? I would have raped her. So by statute, by case law definition, Cassandra Ventura sexually assaulted me. I'm not looking to destroy Cassie. I've given Cassie more than a year to settle this before things got out of control. The problem is she's being supported by women like you who choose to to attack male victims instead of accept the truth, which is that a woman could have lied to get revenge on the ex-boyfriend who broke her heart and hurt her. It happens, people. They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and that's true. If you hurt some women, they will do everything in their power. If you hurt some men, they'll do everything in their power to hurt you. But I want to end this by saying this. Cassie did this to herself. They say he who sets out on the course of revenge should dig 2 graves. People, Cassie dug the grave that is Clayton Howard herself. Cassie got on the stand trying to destroy Diddy. She should have took her $20-30 million and walked into the sunset, people. She should have never gotten on the stand and created further liability for herself by telling more of the lie that she created to get this man sent to prison for his life. She made a mistake when she got on the stand, people. She made a mistake when she got on the stand and lied about the events with Clayton Howard. Clayton Howard is a victim of Cassandra Ventura. Clayton Howard didn't ask to be in a relationship with Cassandra Ventura while she was sleeping with numerous men per week. I get it. You all think I was a nasty male prostitute sleeping with women, all different women all the time. It actually didn't work like that. To have certain types of people that can pay you that well, what you really have to do is you have to focus on people who are affluent. And affluent people don't engage in activities like that. So I might have had a client once a month. The truth is I was only a male escort for 2 years. I continued in the profession because Cassie and Diddy continued to pay me very well. And I was an ex-con. I needed money. Yes, I was trapped in the situation. I'll admit that. I didn't know what to do. But does that mean I should be victim shamed because the same thing that happened to women all the time happened to me as a man? No. And for those women out there, for you black women who choose to shame me as a black man for telling my truth, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's probably pretty much all I have to say. You will not see me too much in the media. I don't need the public to believe me. I just need a jury of my peers and 12 people to believe me in the court. And thanks to the testimony of Cassie during the trial of Sean Combs, I have that. Thank you for watching. Stop victim shaming. Thank you.
Child. Okay, so y'all just watched that. His mouth was starting to roast me out. That's why I had to close my eyes a bit. All the white stuff coming out. Ew. But anyways, okay, so a lot of people are mixed about this. You have a lot of men, funny enough, standing behind him, cheering him on, saying, go get that money, king. You know, this is feeling like a money grab. He said he didn't want to, go to court before to help the prosecution against Diddy. Okay, I get that. He's definitely looking to get paid. And I think because Cassie has gotten so much money from Diddy from this lawsuit, there's going to be a lot of folks coming out the woodwork who want a piece of Cassie's money. But right now I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys some of these comments on social media concerning this guy, this whole Clayton Dave situation. So these are some of the comments here. I know Cassie's husband in hell right now. Go get your money and justice, king. I hear and respect what you had to say, but please rinse your mouth out before making videos. I agree. Somebody else says he's actually well-spoken, LOL. Somebody else says the thing on his lip is bothering me. Somebody else says, he does have a point. The same way she wanted Diddy to settle, he's only doing what she did to Diddy. He just said that he has been dealing with this for over a year with Cassie and she refuses to settle, so now he's going public. Sound familiar? Somebody else says the feds saw Cassie's lawsuit and investigated it. After investigation, they learned that she was voluntarily involved. That's the reason she got immunity in exchange for her testimony. Somebody else says, this is why men don't speak, because no one ever believes us. It's insane just reading these comments because it's like they're trying to say the things that women say, but they're saying it for this man. Somebody else says he's clearly a victim. He needs to sue Cassie. Another person says, I believe him. He's speaking too well, LOL. He's not the normal nigga you find in the streets. Ain't no nigga in the streets talking this well, LOL. Wow. This person says, get that money, brother. We support you. Somebody else says, the Shade Room is not going to post this. This person says, when it's about money, dudes go from street to Shakespeare real quick. That is very true. They're super articulate, honey, because there's a bag to get. There's a bag to get, okay? This person says, I don't know, but I believe him. This person says, I hope every escort sues her until that $20 million she got from Diddy is finished. Wow. Somebody else says, let him cook. Get your money, brother. You're a victim. Somebody else says, this is the He Too movement. Lance Gross says, this made my stomach nauseous. This person says he looks like a backwood. Damn. Another person says surviving Cassie. This person says, bro, you don't feel that on your lip. This person says, I'm sorry, not all women support her. I've had the same argument with my sister about this whole thing. Let's be clear, I'm no Puff supporter either, but this is why she can't sue Puff for the same thing this man is speaking of, because he can't sue her. The whole one-sided thing is getting out of hand. I said it over and over again, she's no victim. They were just in a toxic relationship with each other. I'm sorry, but a toxic relationship is maybe arguing, maybe cussing, but when you're putting hands on each other, when you're kicking somebody down the hallway like they're a football, that's more than a toxic relationship. I'm so tired of people making their relationship just be toxic. It was way deeper than that. So, as you see, it's getting crazy. This man plans on suing, Again, he's taking it to court. If the jury sees fit, he'll get a little bag. But I just find the whole situation, if he's lying, it's going to be very frustrating because, like I said, when I was doing my interview on the street, there are male victims. And we sometimes forget about men being victims of the industry. And there are definitely male victims. I don't know if he's necessarily a male victim. It's going to be for us to see receipts, evidence, for this to play out in a court of law. But if he's a victim, he should be compensated. And if he's not a victim and he's just a clout chaser, then he should be dealt with as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I just, now I get why Cassie's lawyer put out that letter, because it's obvious everybody's about to come out the woodwork. They're coming after her. People are harassing her. People are going off on her on social media. It's still really ugly right now. All this behind Diddy. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Tea sippers, let me know your thoughts on this situation with this man named Clayton Howard. Do you guys believe him, or do you feel like he's just clout chasing? Do you feel like he has a case and that he deserves some of that money that Cassie got? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. I look forward to reading your comments down below. Please hit this video with a like. Feel free to share this video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.